might start crying in Walmart. And I always think, I'm like, man, if I was with my dad, he would have just went like this. And I would have been like, you know. So hey Dad, it's Lee. Happy Father's Day. I'm so sorry that I'm not able to be back home, but as you know, I had to work all weekend long. Womp womp. Anywho, I got a card for you, but I wasn't able to send it because, well, you know, Canada Post, and here it is. Because I know you love kitties so much. This one looks like Steve French. I think Mom will probably like this more than you will. Look at it, look at his little face. Stevie! Put Stevie up to the computer and make him kiss it. You did, didn't you? No, you didn't. Here's the inside. It says, Happy Father's Day, Daddy! I owe you lunch in Toronto at the dumpling place that Brody tells me you really want to check out. I walk by one in Chinatown all the time, so I know it's kind of like a backhanded gift in that I'm giving you lunch in Toronto, which means that you have to drive 4 hours for it, but I would really love to have you here. Come stay anytime. Obviously, you know, you're always welcome. But yeah, next time you and Mommy come to town, or even just you, we'll go out for lunch on me to the place where they roll the little dumplings in front of your face. Okay? Happy Father's Day. I wanted to get you an iPad, but, you know, I'm too poor for that yet. Soon, hopefully. I wrote a list of things that I wanted to thank you for. I thought I'd make like a nice blog post or something, but then I ran out of time. But I have this notepad file of things. It says, thank you, Daddy, for all these different things. It's kind of sweet, probably. Dear Dad, thank you for dropping me off at school every morning and picking me up after school or after drama practice and choir practice and dance practice and just driving me around all the time as a kid in general. I really appreciate that. Thank you for teaching me that O'Neill's never quit. It took a while for that to stick, but it finally did. It really did. Thanks for coaching my soccer team when I was little and never berating me for being a bad athlete, even though I really sucked. I'm sure that was hard for you to have a kid that was so clumsy and bad at sports because you're an athlete, but thank you for being nice about it. Thanks for getting rid of your motorcycle when I was born. I'm sorry that Mom made you do that. Thank you for, you know, choosing us over your baseball career. You were only 26 when you had me. I couldn't even imagine being that young, like a year from now, and having a kid and having to just put so many things on hold. I hope it was worth it, and I really, really appreciate everything that, you know, you gave up to raise me, so thank you. On that note, thank you for showing me that fun and adventure and new things can happen all throughout my life. A lot of my parents' friends aren't like that. They just like stay at home and watch TV every night, but you guys do so much. And seeing you in the last couple of years really get into scuba diving and just open up this whole new chapter of like a really cool hobby in your life has been really good for me to know that, you know, there are lots and lots of things in life I want to do. They don't all have to happen right now. I have the rest of my life to, you know, go to circus school or whatever I want to do. Thank you for treating Mommy well. I'm a minority in that my parents are not divorced and they're still happily married, and it's good to have at least parents that are together on a stable base in this crazy world. Thanks for taking time off work when I was a kid to come to the daddy-daughter picnic in JK. I remember it. We had bologna sandwiches, and there was this other girl, I forget her name, Jamie or something, who had ham and cheese sandwiches, and I wanted a ham and cheese sandwich, but we had bologna. But that's okay, because I was happy because my dad was there. And thanks for, you know, coming on all of those field trips, too. Giving all the kids in my class Dumbo rides. Just everybody loved you. You were always really nice to the kids that didn't have a lot, you know, the less fortunate kids, the less cool kids. And I remember at the time I'd be like embarrassed because my dad was being nice to the loser kids, and now looking back on it, I see that, you know, you were just being compassionate and nice, and think that did rub off on me a lot, and I really think it was a good quality to demonstrate to me, so thank you for that. I also wrote down, yeah, I hated that my friends thought you were hot on my field trips. I hated that, but I was still happy to have you around. Dad, I know he's watching this right now. So good looking. All the girls want me. All the girls love me. Well, thank you on that note for passing down your incredible confidence. Psh, everybody wants me. Thanks for reading to me as a kid and teaching me about the importance of, words. You never pressured me to go to school, but you always let me know how important it was to be well-read and smart, and you always encouraged me to follow my dreams too, which means a lot to me because I never did, run off to LA to be an actress, but I still might someday, I wish I could, and just to know that you would back me on that really makes me feel good, even if I never do. Just to know that I would have your support, that you would have that much faith in me, it really feels good. But thanks for, disciplining me. I see a lot of parents who don't do that nowadays. Their kids are crying in Walmart. So much they're crying in Walmart. And the parents just ignore them. And I always think, I'm like, man, if I was with my dad, he would have just went like this. And I would have been like, So thank you for teaching me to not be a brat, even though I was kind of a brat. Thanks for taking me to Rondeau and going for bike rides with me and teaching me about birds. I actually like birds now. I get really excited when Sean and I go for nature walks in Hyde Park. I'm always like, oh, there's a red-winged blackbird. And he's like, how do you know so much about birds? I'm like, I guess it rubbed off on me over the years, even my dad, my grandpa, but it's weird. I even like ducks. I know a lot about birds. It's good, so thanks. Thanks for all of the countless batches of chicken cacciatore and noodles and glue and spaghetti with hot dogs in it that you made for me as a kid. I was always proud to have a dad that could cook as well as my mom. A lot of kids don't have that. And thanks for taking us to Andy's place and letting us have Panzerottis when Mom was working, and never acting like money was a thing, because it wasn't, it isn't, it shouldn't be. And it's, some of my friends have parents, like, oh, you can't order that, it's too expensive, but you were really cool about that and teach me really to value things and experiences and life over money. Thanks for staying calm when I called you bawling that one time on the highway because my car had a flat tire, and talking me through the process and telling me to suck it up and deal with it like a big girl, because I did. That's good. And thank you also for everything you do for my trusty steed, my precious baby car that I love so very much. I could thank you a million times for giving me the car, for both of you guys, and never even express how much that has changed my life and helped me grow as an adult and as a human in my career and everything. If I didn't have a car, if I hadn't had a car all through university and now, I would not be where I am. And I know that sounds like a trivial thing to have how a car could change so much, but it did. Thank you for introducing me to theater and classic rock and teaching me about, Sly and the Family Stone and Deep Purple and Queen. My God, I love Queen. And I'm so glad that I was exposed to that as a kid. And everything, like Jesus Christ Superstar and just theater in general. You're into cool stuff, and it made me cooler by proxy. So thank you for making me cool. And thank you more than anything in the world for letting me watch The Simpsons and encouraging me to watch The Simpsons and introducing me to The Simpsons. I think we watched it with you originally. That's how we started. My sense of humor has been shaped by that show, by all of the adult cartoons I watched. And Seinfeld and just all of the TV shows. I never thought I'd be thanking you for letting me watch TV, but it's seriously it breaks my heart when I hear about those kids who weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons. My gosh. So thank you for passing down your sense of humor as well, and your charm and outgoingness. When I go out to places and I can't ever leave a party or leave a room without talking to like everybody on my way out. And I remember it used to drive us crazy when we were kids. We're like, oh, we can't leave. Dad's talking to this guy now. No, now it's Dad. Now he's talking to this guy. And now I'm like that too. It's crazy to see just how much like you I've turned out to be, like both of you and Mom, in different ways. I don't get to see you that much anymore at all, which sucks. I really miss you. It sucks growing up and not being able to see your parents as much anymore, especially living this far away from you guys. But I think I become more and more like you all the time, and so in a way it's like I don't get to be with you, but I'm a part of you. I'm like half you, half Mom. So genetically, that's how it is. And so obviously, I'm much like you guys. I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. I just got home from the MMVAs and it's like 1,000,000 so my brain is tired. I had a few more things. Oh, this one's really funny. Dear Dad, thank you for teaching me that in the end, only kindness matters. Happy Father's Day. You're a great father. I'm really fortunate to have such a cool daddy. Yeah, I love you. And remember, Steve French loves you too. And I owe you some dumplings from the Chinese place that the name I couldn't remember, so I didn't put in here. I gotta go to bed. Love you.